Hi, I'm user Nudes, and today I kind of wanted to address a topic to me that happened last year at a convention. And I was reminded because I'm wearing my Acon shirt from my first convention. That it's the same thing, but it sparked a memory from my last one. I thought it would be something just to talk about to really enforce the rule that it's really important to stay with a group of people at a con or near a group of people, because this is the memories about the time I had an experience with a cosplay creep. I kind of want to call it harassment, but I also kind of don't, because there was no verbal or abusive physical or verbal ways of that. It just made me feel really uncomfortable, some of the things he did say, and he followed us, so I'm just gonna call it that. So it started off with me and my friend Lauren, who is also a user on this website. I think we just got out of the dealer's room because we were really tired, and we didn't want to stay with like, there's like this, the entrance is here, and then there's this huge tree where all these Homestuck COD players just chained to like play a game or something. So we were just tired. We didn't want to go over there because we would thought, oh, we're going to be introduced to like playing a game or something, and we'll get really hyper and we'll just exhaust ourselves even more, because it's important to take breaks. So we decided to do something which was really bad. I don't know why I forgot this rule. I'm pretty sure I just didn't really care. I was tired. But here's this is a huge outside area also. Very big. The tree is around right here, and the place we went to is way over there. And there was a tree, and we wanted to rest there. And it was fine then. We just sat down and rested. Someone asked, Lauren was dressed as Nepeta. Someone like, oh, I want your URL, and that was pretty much it. So we just kind of rested, stayed still. And I looked around, and from the, like, on my right, there's a guy standing there, and he was acting, like, kind of weird. He was just, like, he was doing exactly this. He was just like, ooh, it was really weird, like a cat or an owl, like, watching for prey. But let me tell you about this guy. Beforehand, I think it might have been, yeah, it's the same day. We were playing Spin the Fago Bottle at some point of the, I think right in the middle of our time at the con. So we're playing and we're having fun, but beforehand we heard stories saying we're not allowing anyone who's not in cosplay, because some guys came around last night and they were just joining the game so they could make out with girls, and they didn't want that. That wasn't okay, which that was a cool rule. Man, that was really cool. If you ever become part of that game, enforce a rule like that. That's safety measures right there. So, the same boy who's there, he gets chosen, but they say, hey, stop. I think it was a Gamzee cosplayer or Carcat, I don't remember. They were super cool. I wish I could have their URL or something. They were really nice. He said, hey, you're not in cosplay, you can't play the game. And he started like getting really frustrated and aggravated. He's like, well, they're not in cosplay. He pointed to a Dave cosplayer. And he didn't have a wig or anything, but he's still wearing this shirt. And he's like, I'm Dave. He's like, well, the girl right next to him. He's like, well, she's not in cosplay. Well, I'm Fem Dave. So he walked off cursing and everything, and I was like, okay, that was weird. Lauren apparently didn't notice, which would be going on to the story. So back to when we're on the tree, I'm like, oh, hi. I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, okay, I better avoid him. So I move away. I might have been on my phone, just resting, and apparently he comes right next to me. I didn't see him, and says, hi. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, oh, hi, and Lauren's like, hi, and everything. And I was like, and, because Lauren does not know what was happening earlier. And so it's just like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, we're resting, everything, we're just being really quiet. I was just like, fucking shit. And so, I think we were changing around conversation quietly. But then Lauren gets a text from her mother saying, oh, there's $5 photo shoots. You can get a picture of you for $5. I'm like, oh, that's really good. And, like, they're nice, pretty photos, and Lauren wanted to go do that. So we got up, and we started walking, and he started asking more questions, like, oh, how do you meet? Are you guys, like, sisters? I'm like, oh, no, we're girlfriends. Yeah. And he was like, oh, okay. And everything. So we go into the building, and we go to where the photos are being taken. And we and Lauren got a photo first, and she was going to get photos by herself. Now, before I tell you any more of the story, I have the photo with me right here. This was our last day at Acon, and this was the photo There's a lot of flash that we took. This is the cosplay I was in. This is me, and that's Lauren. I was dressed as Scootaloo. So we took our picture. I sat back down, and Lauren was getting about, I think, 3 different shots, which could take a while. So I'm sitting down with him. He starts talking to me, and he asked me about my sexuality. So like, what are you? I'm like, oh, I'm a pansexual. I'm like, what's that? So when I cater to everyone's gender. I don't care. He's like, oh, I think I'm bi and everything. I'm like, okay. But I think he also, scratch that, never mind. So then after that, we're just talking about more things, kind of weird, I'm like, okay. He tells me that he was gonna cosplay like Goku from Dragon Ball Z, but he didn't get the wig, so he just stayed that way. And then he asked me like, can I pet you? I was like, really? I did not know how to respond to that. I knew saying no was an okay thing, but I was like, okay. So I was wearing my pink wig, and he pet it, and I was like, okay. He said, I like being petted. I was like, that's nice. And then I didn't want to do anything to, like, make it uncomfortable, so I petted his little afro, dirty blonde hair thing. And then I kept to myself, and then I started, like, getting my phone out, like, texting, because we weren't really talking or anything, and I'm like, Lauren, what the fuck is happening? This is, like, I told her, like, what happened earlier with the guy in the Spin the Fago bottle, game. Circle. And now it was just like, oh, hell, he's just like, I told her what happened, like, he just asked me to pet him. And then, like, after I set my phone down, he asked me, do you like being tickled? That was the point when I said, oh, no. No, I don't like it at all. And he's like, okay, calm down, like, you're asking me weird shit, I don't have to calm down. So, after that, I think Lauren didn't get my text until after the photo shoot were done, and we were, like, the photos were here, and there's a couch over here, so we wanted to sit down at the couch. And we did, but as soon as we were sitting together, he was like, he was like, to Lauren, can you, like, move? And she was like, why? Because I want to sit next to Robin. But we were like, no, we don't want to move. And I think that's when she started reading the text, and she was like, okay, I get the deal now. This is creepy. What do we do? So after that, we decided to get up, because I think we were looking for her mom, because we were like, we need to find her fucking mom, because we don't want to experience any more of this. So while we're walking, he, like, made the comment that, like, oh, Robin, you're very beautiful, and he, like, tried to get in between me and Lauren, and I think he was going after me. Ugh, it was like, but the thing is, I wasn't wearing anything that I would call revealing as my cosplay. I mean, that's, like, the only thing. I was wearing something more skin showing than Lauren, because she's dressed as Nepeta. I was wearing a tank top that went about down to here, and pink shorts, like in the photo, and a jacket. That's pretty much it. And, like, my jacket was unzipped, so, like, there was no cleavage to be exposed. It was low, yeah, but it wasn't, like, down to where my breasts would form. So, after, like, I just zipped up after that. I was like, oh, it's cold, whatever. But we went to another place, because her mom said she was in, like, the lobby area. So we went down there, and we went to this, like, adult resting center. It wasn't for adults. There was, like, a bar. So we sat down there, and Lauren went to go call her mom, and she said, like, Bio, just don't say no. But beforehand, we went to a panel. I forgot to mention that. We went to a panel, and the panel was closed, because it was Funimation. That's a lot of people. the con's 25,000 at the most. So she was like, oh, she, like, hugged me because she's tired and everything. We're just a little gross. So we went to go sit down, and she went to go call her mom. He asked me, can I lean on you? I was like, no. My wings will, like, I said no, but, like, I was gonna say my wings would get slanted or messed up because I had wings on the back. Because I was dressed as a horse. Yeah, swag. And he's like, but Lauren got to lean on you. It was like, that's because Lauren's my lesbian girlfriend. I said girlfriend, I'm just exaggerating there, but he was like, wait a minute, you mean that girlfriend? I'm like, yeah! He was like, oh, I feel like an idiot. I'm like, yeah, you kinda are. I didn't say that. It was like, no, it's fine. Eventually, Lauren found her mom while we were with her. She's like, okay, I know where my mom is. So we went out to get there, and Lauren's just, like, pulling her mom, like, by the arm, and I'm following, like, get in there. And he's like, you just wait out here. We tell her mom what's happening in the bathroom. and everything. So she said, okay, I'll go talk to him and tell him what the deal is, like what's going on. So she goes outside, but he's gone. Thank goodness. But that's something I just had to deal with, which was awful. I mean, I don't like to really remember the fact that I got chased around by some creepy guy who was with us saying weird things that really made me uncomfortable at the age of 13 wearing a not so revealing costume. That's not really okay at all. So after that, we kind of just went outside. We were on the watch. We had our parents with us after that. We stayed near, like, big groups of people. Like, even if we were off, like, we made sure to, like, stay with the Homestucks. And then we say, if you see this guy, tell us and help us. We don't want to be around him. And before, we couldn't go in the dealer's hall anymore because that's where he worked. His parents worked there, and he also worked there. So that took away opportunity, which kind of sucked. But yeah, that's my experience with Cosplay Creeper and really uncomfortable harassment. Yeah. So, I don't know. The video's in. Bye!